This is an interesting time to live in America because we've developed something called workaholics. You probably know people who are addicted to work. The irony is that workaholism in America is one of the few addictions that is not only accepted, it's rewarded and even celebrated. Now, as with all psychological addictions, workaholics are often unable to see they have a problem. But the system is built to reinforce it through promotions, bonuses, raises, and other incentives. These things fuel this workaholic tendency. Due to technological advances, there's really no such thing as being away from the office these days. You're pulled back in by checking your email or voicemail, even when you're on vacation. Technology isn't the cause of workaholism, but it sure makes being a workaholic easy, 24/7. So, are you a workaholic? Go ahead, raise your hand high. You know, it's difficult to evaluate ourselves, isn't it? So I'm going to offer you 9 questions that might help. By the way, we do have counselors standing by when you're finished with the list. Just kidding. Okay, keep track now of your yes and no answers as you go. Question number 1. Do you get more excited about your work than about your family or even your hobbies? Number 2. Do you take your laptop to bed with you? Do you think about work on the weekends or on vacation? Number 3. Is work the activity you like to do the best and find yourself talking about the most? Number 4. Do you underestimate how long a project will take? You do that because you enjoy doing it, so you want to do it longer. Number 5. Do you believe it's okay to work long hours if you love what you're doing? 6. Do you get irritated when asked to stop your work and do something else? 7. Have your long hours hurt your family or other relationships? 8. Do you think about your work while driving, falling asleep, or when others are talking? 9. Do you work during meals? Yikes! How many of those did you answer yes to? Now, this isn't an end-all be-all list, but hopefully it got you thinking just how much work has infiltrated your life. It's so easy living in a society that encourages and rewards workaholism. Unfortunately, there are several problems that come with that. Bad things: heart disease, ulcers, divorce, depression, burnout, anger, anxiety, overeating, and more. In addition, workaholics tend to work so hard, often with good motives and good reasons, and doing very, very good work, they get burned out. It happens, folks. It really does. You may have experienced it yourself. I've seen it in my business, working with clients as a financial advisor over the years. One story I remember, a woman I worked with was an oncologist. I would meet with her every few months, and one day we were meeting and she clearly was struggling and wasn't in the conversation. She was curt, she was abrupt, which wasn't like her at all. Clearly her mind was somewhere else, and so I stopped what I was doing and I looked at her and I said, "Hey, what's wrong?" She looked down at the floor, she paused, and she said, "It's not fair." Of course, I asked, "Well, what's not fair?" And she replied, "I lost 2 today." She went on to explain that most people who get cancer die from it. Through treatment, many are able to extend their lives, but for many they can't. And the family is left hurting through the whole process with the void that comes afterwards. Wow, I got an incredible appreciation for the work that oncologists do. After we finished meeting, I went home and thought more about what she had shared. I called her back after looking at some numbers and said, "It's time for a change. This is eating you up. It's time to retire." Retirement is really an interesting phenomenon that's become popular in the last 30 years. 100 years ago, no one said, "I'm going to work until I'm 65 and then I'm going to retire and go play golf." When FDR initiated Social Security in 1935, the government basically offered to pay a benefit to Americans over age 65, which was really old then, because at that time, average life expectancy was only 67. Social Security was never intended to be a retirement program. Coming out of World War II, there was a great shift in our economy from military expenditures to personal spending. So people now had money to buy cars and new homes and color TVs, even stocks. For some people who happened to be in the right place at the right time, it worked for them to retire and do whatever they liked with their time, creating this new expectation that work ends at a certain age. It's unrealistic and really not what God intended, which brings me back to yesterday's video. We're supposed to work for our entire lives. Yes, it doesn't mean you have to work hard for money for your entire life, but it does mean that you should work for the purpose that God intended for your entire life. The key to retirement is to refire, not retire. You refire in the direction of God's purpose for your life. You see, the oncologist's heart was for the families of her patients, so we helped her transition to running a hospice organization in her area. And for years she has flourished as she has been doing the work she was made to do, helping others get through difficult times. She has a huge heart for what these people are going through, and refiring allowed her to minister to them and fulfill her purpose at the same time. Now, that's her story, and it's a compelling story. What's your story? Where are you in the scheme of your life? Are you still working hard? Should you be refiring in another direction? If you're not sure, put that on the top of your prayer list and ask God to show you, first of all, what your purpose is, and then how that purpose might be used for the benefit of others. Be open to opportunities. You might be surprised where they come from.